Before you make another piece of content, I want to introduce you to the concept of a funnel and why you should really be considering building out funnels or multiple funnels within your business. I think right now there's a lot of people who have been making a lot of blog contents and things, and we're trying to build awareness because that's what we were told works as a strategy. But you actually need a funnel to help become profitable in your business and drive people to an offer rather than just continually posting content. I'm going to show you a relatively simple funnel example today. And this is an example of the type of thing that you can get built out for you. So what we're looking at here is a graph of a funnel. So what we want to build out is, rather than just building a single piece of content, so if you're thinking about a white paper or those sorts of things, there's all of this infrastructure around it that actually makes you less or more likely to be successful. So you can see here, right in the middle of this report, right in the middle of this graph, there's that report, the little PDF button there. So that might be this particular content asset that you've made. And so the idea is that you make something of value of your audience and I've used ebook there as an example, but interactive type of stuff works really well. But then once you've built it, what do you then have to do to make it drive revenue for you? So you need to build a landing page. So that's like a landing page where you need to optimize for conversions to get people come through. They're going to hit download. Usually there's a small micro button that comes up. You need to optimize that as well. They're going to download the report. Then once they've downloaded that report, the thank you page is then your first opportunity to actually talk a little bit more about your product or service. What can work really effectively there is actually having some video on that thank you page, usually from the founder, maybe one of the sales team. It can just be a corporate video that talks a little bit about your brand and what you offer. And then another offer there, usually so a call to action. Do they want to speak with someone from the business? Do they want to get in touch? Do they want to book a strategy session? Whatever that might be. From that thank you page, only a small percentage of people are going to convert right there. So then you need a follow-up or a nurture sequence. So for the people that download that ebook or that asset, whatever it is, then usually, this is one of our very handy headlines that works in a lot of instances. Just really simply, was that useful? So you can follow up with the person, was that useful? And then you can ask a question in there like, so you downloaded that report. Why was that becoming important now? Why is this interesting now? And so people can start to tell you whether it's interesting. And then a couple of days after that, if they haven't responded, then we have a follow-up that's quite more direct. That you downloaded that thing. Would like to speak with you. From there, and it's not quite properly shown in the graph there, but if they haven't responded from there, you should still be picking up the phone. Some percentage of those can convert into meetings. From there, you can be doing some re-engagement marketing. So those people that are downloading things and meeting with you, not every, your sales cycle might take 3 to 6 months from that first meeting to when they're eventually buying. But you want to make sure then that you're doing some retargeting and nurturing with content to get to the purchase. But we've ignored a big chunk of stuff at the start, right? So once you've got your content asset and your landing page and that back-end funnel with email nurtures, retargeting sequences, and phone calls, then we need to get eyeballs onto that piece of content at the very top of the funnel. And so here, the different levers that you can be pulling, you can be doing email outreach. So those email campaigns at the top of the funnel to that landing page. Could be on LinkedIn. You can be doing direct outreach to your connections, and you can do LinkedIn paid traffic there as well. Anyone that's doing search or SEO optimization, often what you want is that's traffic coming into the top of the funnel that you're then going to put your offer in front of. AdWords there, but think of that generically as any paid traffic. So it could be Google, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, all of those different ad strategies that drive people through to that offer. And then the other thing is I've got written pop-up there. So actually having a pop-up on your website, some people love them, some people hate them, they still work. The type of pop-up that you want to be doing is one called an exit intent pop-up. And so that's one that it's only triggered when someone's leaving your website. It tends to be a little less obtrusive, and also you can base it on certain things. So if they've spent a certain amount of time on a page. The other thing as well is that you can then retarget people that have been to your website with that specific offer. It's part of the ads as well. So that's why I really encourage you to think about building funnels rather than just building content or blogs or reports, because you want to make an asset that's a piece of value, but ultimately, the goal isn't just to be creating more stuff, it's to create more purchases. And that's why you need this funnel infrastructure in place. So quick recap: create the asset, build a landing page and an opt-in, build a thank you with a nurture sequence, retargeting, and actually have a structured sales process and a way to follow up leads once they come in. And then make sure that you're using multiple different distribution tactics, as many as possible, to get people into the top of that funnel. Email, LinkedIn, paid traffic, website, retargeting, social media, all of that stuff. And that's how you can maximize the performance of your funnel. Hope you found that useful. If you've got any questions, just let me know in the comments below. Happy to answer them. Cheers.